Okay, we're going to talk a little bit more about Hallelujah. What we're going to talk about today is kind of filling in the spaces between the melody notes and how we can approach that. We're going to start with the chorus because the chorus has the most space. So that would be the best place to give examples of how to fill the space because we have a lot of space to work with. So I sent you a sheet of just the chorus, and I believe I sent you an email telling you where I printed these sheets off so we can have the same if you think there's an advantage to that. I like these a little better. There's not quite as many staves on the page, but there's a little bit more room in between them in order, if you want to write something like I did, so it doesn't get too scrunched up. Anyway, looking at this sheet, we add the two pickup notes to the chorus. Okay, the open B going to the D. So that B note, that open B note, so let's review. So this song is in 6/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Which, as we said, very often just feels like 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. That's the feel of the song, but there are 6 beats that we can deal with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And typically the accents are going to be on that first beat and on that fourth beat. Okay? So the pickup notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, start on beats number 4 and beats number 6. So if we were counting into the chorus, we'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then on the next one, hallelujah. That would be the lu of hallelujah, right? So it'd be 1, 2, 3, hallelujah on beat number 1, and then the ya is on beat number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that leaves us beats 2, 3, and 5, 6, where we're not really playing anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On that beat number 4, if you want, you can do a full strum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Doesn't really matter. So the question is, how do we fill in those other beats? Let's take even another step back. We don't have to, but very often we do to give the song a little bit of a little fuller sound. So we have 1, then we have 2, 3. So we're on that C chord, so we could just pick 2 of those strings. 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and then 5, 6. Now in that case, I picked the G string and the B string. So that would sound like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But you'll also notice that I accented the melody, which is on 1 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we want to keep the filler notes a little bit quieter than the main melody notes. Now I could have picked any 2 other strings. I could have come all the way back down to the A string and played that low note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or I could have played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I went back and played on 2 and 3. I played the A string and the D string. On 5 and 6, I played the G string and the B string. So I'm just going to play that measure now without counting it so you can hear it a little better. So I'm leaving out the pickup. I'm just starting right on the C chord. Okay, typically when we're filling in like that, we don't want to, you can, but you typically don't want to use the melody note as one of the filler notes, because then you kind of disguise the melody a little bit and the melody doesn't ring as strong. So as I bring it in, I'm counting in, and I'm counting in the pickup there, the B, the open B to the D. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Okay? Now you can approach this one of two ways. You can just simply understand what I'm talking about and go ahead and fill in with random strings on beats 2, 3, 5, and 6. Or if you'd rather have something a little more structured, you could actually write in a couple of notes off the chord in the space between beat number 4 and beat number 6. You could actually write something in there. If you prefer to have something definite, like if you like the sound of using the A string and the D string as your filler notes, and you want to play it that way all the time, and you want to remind yourself to play it that way all the time, you can write that in. Okay? Or if you want to play that beat number 4 as a separate string, right? So I just played the separate string on 4. I find when I'm playing the E string as a separate note, sometimes I find it a little easier to hit it with more precision. If I come up under, more likely to hit it. Then I come and play those two filler notes. Now looking at the next measure, the melody note doesn't come in till beat number 4. We don't have a melody note on beat number 3. On beat number 1. So that means we have beats number 1, 2, and 3 that we can fill in before we get to the melody note on beat number 4, which is the open E. So once again, we're still on the C chord there. We can just play 1, 2, 3, 4. There's our melody note. And then we have beat number 5 we can fill in. I just picked a G string. Once again, I'm just picking notes out of the chord. So looking at that second measure, what we have there is we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'll put the filler in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what I played there on 1, 2, 3, I just played the A, D, and G strings. 1, 2, 3. Played the melody note a little bit louder. Played the G string as my filler. Once again, it could be any of the notes in the C chord. I just picked the G string for beat number 5. And then the melody note on beat number 6. So that measure, once again, would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Striving to play those notes that are the melody notes a little bit louder. So now I'm going to go back to the beginning, and I'm going to play without the filler, and then the second time I'll play it with the filler. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, going to the E minor chord here, right? Now I'll put the filler in. 1, 2, 3, 4, keep playing that wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 1, great. I'll do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. Looking at the last measure of that line, once again we have melody notes on 1 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're on the E minor chord there. So I'm going to do the same thing. Play the E minor chord. Fill in 2, 3. And then the melody note 4, 5, 6. Or like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? I'm going to go back to the beginning now and play it without the filler and then with the filler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can clearly hear the melody, but now we want to make it a little bit more interesting and have it sound a little bit fuller. So I put in those filler notes, which are just notes out of the chords. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We get to the next line, we have nothing on 1, 2, and 3. We're still on the E minor chord there. Haven't switched back to the C yet. So we can play once again, 1, 2, 3, and then the melody note, 1, 2, 3, 4, filler note, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's also kind of good practice and control because you're consciously trying to play the melody notes a little louder and the filler notes a little softer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then that'll go back to the C chord. Okay? So from the beginning, I'm just going to play it with the filler notes this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. And once again, as we go through that, that might become a little tricky to kind of follow and count all that. So feel free to actually write in something on where, I wrote out the beats that are the melody. So in beat measure number 1, you'd need something on beat 2, 3, 5, and 6. And then measure number 2, 1, 2, 3, and a filler note on 5. And then once again on 2 and 3, 5, and 6. Go into line 2, filler note on 1, 2, 3, and beat number 5. And so on and so forth through the song. Keep in mind, the main thing is that we want to make sure that we're just filling in from the chord. When you get more sophisticated somewhere down the line, you can, expand on that. But it works very well and it's very common just to use the chord tones as the filler notes. So when we get to the second measure of line 2, that's basically identical to the first measure of line, not the pickup measure, but the first full measure of line 1. And then that third measure in line 2 is the same as the second measure in line 1, right? So we can do something very similar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're going to be going to the G chord on 1, and then we have 2, 3, 4 to fill in. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now there I'm using the melody note, kind of going all the way up to that B, so I'm sort of repeating the melody note there, but you don't have to. What you could do, so what I did there is for 2, 3, and 4, on the G chord I played the D string on 2, the G string on 3, went back to the D string on 4, so you can, that works perfectly fine as a filler too. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 2 melody notes, 5, 6. So that measure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can go up and repeat that melody note, it'll sound fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The way we make it work there is, once again, because we're playing it quiet, a little bit quieter than the actual melody note, it's going to work. 1, 2, 3, 4, melody, melody. I pick those harder. Either way. Then we get to the D chord on beat number 1, and then that would give us 2, 3, 4, 5 to fill in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the melody note, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what I did there, I just went back and forth on the 2 open strings there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then back to the G chord. Taking it back to the top, playing it with the filler notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. When we get to that final G chord where all we have is the 1, that means we have 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 to fill in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The chord there is G, so I'm just building a little bit more of a G chord. There's our melody, just those 3 notes. But because I have 5 beats to fill in, I'm going to put my pinky up there on the high G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once again, they're just chord tones, so it doesn't really matter what order you play them in. When we get to the final measure we get to the D chord, that's just a turnaround. There's no melody there at all. That's why I just wrote in D, because we're just going to a D chord. The melody comes back in on the 6th beat of that measure, which would take us back to the beginning of the song. So we just get to that D chord, we can just play 5 beats of D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. However you want to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the melody is that open B. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to take it back to the previous G chord, last measure of that 3rd line. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in those two measures, we have 6 beats in each measure. I'm talking about the very last two measures. We have 6 beats. We only have a melody note on the first beat of the first measure and the 6th beat of the second measure. So basically we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the first measure there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 10 beats worth of filler. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Melody. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That open B note. Okay, so I'm going to go back now and play it one time through without any filler at all, and then I go back through and add the filler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now with filler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, Take us back to the melody. Okay, I'll do that again. Once again, I'm going to strive to play the melody notes louder and the filler notes softer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's a lot to fake, I realize. Once you get used to it, you'll be able to just fill in randomly. If you can do that now, great. If not, just go ahead and fill in every beat and every measure with a particular string that you would like to try to hit. And if, that might help you keep better track of it. Okay? So however it works for you, do it that way. And we'll go ahead and talk about other ways of filling this in, and we'll also get back to the main melody. As I said, I did it here primarily because there is more space in the chorus than there is in the melody. So have fun with that, and we will wait for any questions if there are any, and other than that, we'll just talk to you later.